Well, this is our time together, Monday through Friday.
Yes.
If you want to get a hold of the rest of our materials, go to mfhlb.com. That's mfhlb.com. Today we're going to have a very unique broadcast. It'll just touch your heart in an awesome way. But at mfhlb.com, you can go there. All the resources are free. You can download things. You can archives, different teachings and so forth on different areas of life, and it'll be an incredible help to you. Also, there'll be a button there for you to be able to donate. And the other method of donating is through...
You go to Facebook Live. You go to my father's house, Las Vegas Facebook, and you will see a button that says Shop Now. You press that button and it takes you to the donations. And so I want to encourage you to invite people to watch right now. You can do a watch party. And I also want to say hello to Jonathan David, who is in town, and he's watching on Facebook. So we just want to say hi to you. And also hello to Shyla, Susan, Regina, all of the people that are watching right now with us.
Hey, don't forget Louie.
Oh, hi, Louie.
Louie.
So, hi, Hazel. Hi, Manu. So all of you guys are watching right now. We're really blessed. And if you see behind me, I have all the things that I got for Mother's Day. So mothers, I hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day yesterday. I had an awesome Mother's Day weekend. I had a Saturday and Sunday. Hi, Cynthia. So praise God. And Lisa.
Today, I want to share with you about two very special people in my life. Great acquaintances. That's why, Fred's he's behind all the instruments here. He always asks me, what do we call this? And I said, well, let's call it when the Purse Snatcher and Angie met Jesus. What a title.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I want to tell you how I ended up in Vegas and why I do the things I do and my wife, and why you are involved here in Las Vegas. And those of you that are watching from India, Pastor Anders and so forth, I want all of you to know that we've been really busy. As soon as we're done with this broadcast, we're going to pick up a big shipment of food. And we're going to be, providing people with food. But I'll be having contact with a lot of different ones of you probably within the next week, okay? I've just been good busy, not bad busy.
Yes.
Okay, how I ended up here in Vegas is, I ended up having an incredible experience accepting Jesus and so forth. I'll share that with you in the future. How I was in my living room and I had a visitation from Jesus, and that's how I ended up getting saved here in Las Vegas. But as soon as I ended up accepting Jesus, I wanted to, I ended up leaving Las Vegas. So many ugly things I had done. I was at my worst here in Las Vegas and did so many things that I just wanted to move. And you know that I moved running away from the call of God here in Vegas? Do you know how long I disobeyed God? 24 hours. I literally packed everything that I owned, moved to San Jose, a beautiful place, and within 24 hours I was back. You might call it a Jonah desert experience. There was no ocean, but I'm telling you, I ended up back in Las Vegas. I just didn't want to be around the memories and so forth. But the Lord within 24 hours had me back here. It was a quick trip. I got to San Jose, won one soul, one precious woman to Jesus, and I was on my way back. Well, I climbed halfway up Sunrise Mountain, and it was right before the sun started to go down, and I was up there and I was telling Lord, why do you want me here? You know, just, why do you want me here, Lord? Why Las Vegas? And all of a sudden, it had gotten dark enough where all the lights started coming on the city. And I started looking at all these lights just come on. And that's when God himself spoke to me. Why he wanted me here in Las Vegas. And today you're going to find out why he has you here in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And why he has you there in India, Pastor Anders. The people watching from Peru, why he's got you there. We're going to all find out in a deep way. So as the light started coming on, it was the voice of God speaking inside of me. It was incredible. It was the same voice that had come to me when I gave my heart to him all by myself, when I was lost, when I had that supernatural encounter with him. It was the same voice. And this is what the voice said. Jose, you're seeing lights in the city. But I'm seeing something different. While you're seeing these beautiful lights go on, I'm seeing every child that's being abused right now. I'm seeing every needle that's going into every arm. I'm seeing every woman. I'm seeing people being abused and destroyed. And I started to pray for the city of Las Vegas. All of a sudden, I started sensing what God started to sense. I tell you, I was weeping so hard. I was having a hard time catching my breath. I finally had to tell God as I'm looking at all the Vegas lights. I remember saying, Lord, I can't take it. I cannot withstand what you sense for this city. As you're looking at all these things going on. But I also sensed his love for the people in this city, for all of them. As I wept and I finally told him, I think I'm going to die. I cannot bear this. And then it lifted up off of me. And I was able to somewhat come back to a normal state. And the Lord ministered to me, and the Lord said, that was just a little taste of how I feel about this city. My love, my compassion. I told him, Jesus, I will stay here in Las Vegas. I'll do your bidding. I'll tell them about you. I am a nobody. But everything I am an ex-drug addict. But everything I am, I will use for your glory. And I'll tell them about you, how you love them. That's how it all started here in Las Vegas for me. I know you must have your stories too. I remember the little kids in Sunday school knew more about Jesus than I did. You know, I was a heathen. The little kids would walk out of Sunday school quoting scriptures, and I would say, Lord, they know more about you than I do. How can I tell anybody about you? But I had a testimony. So I would go and tell people what Jesus had done for me. See, I couldn't quote a bunch of scriptures. I didn't know the Bible, but I knew the one that the Bible was about. So I'm out there on the street. It was on Fremont Street. And there was this one young man about my age. That was back then, you know. And I looked at him and he looked kind of funny. And I started telling him about Jesus. And I'm telling you that the power of God came upon him. And he said, yes, I want him. I want to accept him. And he said, but what am I going to do? And I said, never mind all of that. Let Jesus into your life right now. And you know that I didn't ask him to, but he fell on his knees right there on Fremont Street. And as tears washed his face and his soul, he gave his heart to Jesus. And he looked up at me and he said, what am I going to do? And I said, okay, now tell me what you're talking about. And he said, I'm out here, I'm supposed to snatch a purse. Me and my roommate came to Las Vegas. We lost all of our money, and I'm out here to snatch a purse so we can have enough money to get gas and go back home. And he said, what am I going to tell him? That I fell on my knees and accepted Jesus here on Fremont Street? And I said, exactly. And I'll go with you, and we'll tell him about Jesus too. We went back to the room, and he was saved also by the power of God. He accepted Jesus. They went to church with me. It was a midweek service. And guess what? An offering was received for them, and they got enough money to go back home. What a story. When the Purse Snatcher met Jesus on Fremont Street. Glory to God. The cops would have been very happy about that. And then Angie. Remember I told you the Lord said, I'm seeing everyone that is shoving a needle into their arm. I was at the apartment complex that I lived in. I lived in the second story, and right across from me, there was the other apartment complex. They were facing one another. And Angie was somebody that I had told, you know, I told her about Jesus. She was a Jewish girl, about my age. She was living with this other man. She was a heroin addict. She was strung out as bad as I've ever seen in my life. I would watch the people come to that apartment, and I knew what they were doing, and I would pray, and I would say, Jesus, have mercy on them. I know what it is to be on drugs, Jesus. Save them, Jesus. You know, I didn't know any long prayers. I was just getting my feet wet in this Jesus thing. I remember Angie looking at me. I'm Jewish. I don't really practice my Jewish faith, but I'm Jewish. And then the shocker came. She invited me to go to her to an opera. Do you know that she came from a well-off family? And they were opera singers. That even broke my heart more. And I said, my gosh, drugs don't have mercy on anybody. No. Doesn't matter what income bracket. No. And she just laughed it off, her and her boyfriend, you know, come on now. We think you're a nice guy, but this Jesus stuff, you know. And it was late in the evening. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you, it was 1:30 in the morning. And there was a knock on my apartment door. It was Angie. She had a tourniquet around her arm. Because see, when people shoot up drugs, they put a tourniquet and they pump their hands so the veins will come up. And then what they do is they make sure that after they put the heroin in, the needle, they have to get the air out. And what they do registered, they do that to get all the air out, because you cannot get air in your vein. It'll kill you. Well, she was so strung out, and she had to shake. She wasn't thinking clearly, that she had taken the needle, put it into her arm. And instead of pulling out, instead of pulling out the needle just a little bit, and letting a little bit of blood going in there to make sure that all the, she had registered and all the air was out and all that stuff, she had put the heroin into her. And I tell you, I looked at her vein and she had a big bubble in the vein. And she had the tourniquet, and she looked at me and she says, I don't know what to do. If I take out the tourniquet, the air will go. And it might kill me. What do I do? I don't want to go to the hospital. They'll know I'm a heroin addict. And I said, Jesus, instantly. As I was looking at the bubble on the vein, there was a lot of air there. And as she was looking too, we cried out to Jesus, and I said, Jesus, wonderful Jesus, help your little Angie. Your Jewish little Angie. And I tell you, just as sure as my name is Jose, in front of our eyes, the vein went to normal, and the air bubble was gone. And she looked with tears in her eyes and joy. She said, it's gone, it's gone. And I said, isn't Jesus wonderful? He loves you, Angie. And she took the tourniquet off, and nothing happened. Tell them about Jesus. Find your Angie. Find your purse snatcher. Find your lawyer. Find the poor, the rich, and tell them about Jesus. He loves you. He wants to use you for His glory. That's why you're in Las Vegas. Every city has these problems. Wherever you're at, find them and tell them that He loves them. And the Holy Spirit will take over. Well, God bless you. You can reach us at mfhlb.com. Tell them about Jesus. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Now we're going to throw our kiss up to Him. That's how we finish, We won't dare end a service or a Bible study or any type of video broadcast without expressing our love for Him. You see, He was betrayed with the kiss. Judas betrayed Him with the kiss. And as long as I live, and as long as you live, we're going to give Him real kisses to make up for the kiss of betrayal.
Yes.
That's why He loves our kisses. Are you ready?
Yes. We love you, Jesus.
God bless you, my friend and sisters.